Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Jonesin 4 Show. Thank you so much for being here today. I truly appreciate all of you giving up your time and letting me be part of your life. I truly appreciate your support. And if you could do me a favor and hit subscribe and share this out with your friends and family, I would truly be grateful. Write a review. I love reading them. And again, thank you so much for everything. Remember, you are awesome, you are amazing, and I hope you make today incredible. I would like to help you make today and every other day even more incredible with today's show. And today's show, we're flying solo. There's no guests, it's just you and me. And I'm here to help you make even more time in your day, right? How to create time and how to have even better days by working on your habits. That's right. So today we're talking about creating effective habits and routines, because habits and routines go hand in hand. So you know what that means. It's can't touch this, right? It's habit time, or something like that. Okay. That was pretty sad. We won't do that again for you. So let's dive in. Let's talk about habits, right? Habits run our lives. Humans and most animals really are creatures of habit. We like to do this same thing over and over and over again, right? Think about it for a quick second, right? Think of the routines that you do, the things you do every single day. From you wake up. Well, what do? Do you go on your phone first? Do you brush your teeth first? What do you do when you shower? Is there a set pattern that you do, right? Those are habits that you build in. What about when you eat, when you drive, right? All those things are habits. And these habits are things that we build into our day, into our lives, that we do, that we don't even think about. We've done them so many times, we don't think about it. Another example would be driving, right? So when you're driving, you probably don't think, I need to put the key in the ignition, press the brake down, turn on the car, put it into reverse or drive or whatever, and go where you need to go. And then your commute to work, right? You just do it. It's a habit. You know those things to do. You've done it so many times, you just do it, right? So habits run our lives. And the nice part about habits is you don't have to think about them a lot of the time, because they're habits, right? That's the goal. That's the benefit of them. It allows your brain to free up some time to think and do other things, because that's just programmed in at that point. But you want to be careful. You want to look at your habits and see which ones are serving you and which ones can you adjust, adapt if needed, to help make them, I should say, more effective and better for you. So you need to take a good look at them. So, habits, as I said, run our life, right? Habits determine how in shape we are or out of shape we are, right? Do we exercise? Do we not exercise, right? That's part of habit. Habits also affect our motivation. How motivated are you or aren't you, right? Motivation is a habit, right? You see the people who are highly motivated and keep going, keep pushing. Well, they made it a habit to be motivated, right? And you can do the same thing. How much energy do you have? Do you have a habit of having high energy, of going after it and having the zest? Or do you have the habit of being low energy, of just being tired and exhausted all the time, right? There's ways of changing that habit. And yes, it's more than just a habit, right? If you're low energy, there's things you need to do, but you can do those things and create those into habit that give you the energy that you need. And, happiness. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you depressed? Are you angry? Those are all, they're emotions, but they are also habits, right? You can get into the habit of being happy a lot, or the habit of being sad or angry, right? So look at your habits, the things in your life, and see what you can change to make them better, right? To improve your life, right? Because I want to help you live your life to the max. And that means getting the most out of your life, every single thing, every little second, getting the most out of it, right? That's why we do this show, is to help you do that. So there are plenty of books out there that talk about habits and how to create habits and form them. And they say that a habit takes about 21 days to take fact to some research. Some research says it takes longer, some says it takes shorter, right? It's finding what works for you. But getting back to the book, this topic before I go off on my little rabbit hole, is one of my favorite books that I've read and I really enjoy is Atomic Habits by James Clear. So I highly suggest you get Atomic Habits by James Clear, read it and learn from it. There's so many great ways and almost like hacks of how to improve your habits, right? How to form habits, how to form them quicker, get a stronger bond, a stronger habit, and all that. And there's 4 steps. And we'll talk through the 4 steps real quick, but his 4 steps that he offers are the cue to a habit, a craving for the habit, a response, and then the reward, right? Those are his 4 things that he shares in Atomic Habits that are a part of all habits. So let's talk about habits and how to create them. Let's say you have one, right? You have your habit, you realize that you have this thing and you want to change it, you want to adapt it, or you want to create a new one. Well, here's what you do, right? Using his framework. Well, this is how you create a lasting habit, as he says in Atomic Habits, is first you need to create something that's going to be an obvious cue for you. What is that cue that triggers that habit to begin, right? So I'm trying to think of a good example. Got it. So you smell a cookie being baked, right? You smell it. And that's a cue for you now to get hungry for the cookies, right? All of a sudden you're going, oh, I'm craving this, right? That's a cue for you. Another cue would be, let's say your alarm goes off at 6 a.m. to wake up. Well, your alarm is your cue to wake up. So what is your cue to start that habit, right? You need to start your drive to work. Well, you get into you need to go to work, so you get in your car. That's your cue, right? To turning on the engine, backing out of your garage or wherever and heading to work, right? So what are those cues? So first you need to identify a cue and put that into place. So create a cue that's going to be really obvious for you. All right. Next is the craving, right? So you need to make your craving, or another way to say it is your motivation, really strong enough to do that habit, to do that task, to do that thing that you need to do. So you need to create a craving, a motivation that's strong enough. Another way to think about this is your why. What is your why for doing this? And you need to make it a strong why to have those habits. Brushing your teeth, right? What's your why for doing it? For me, I don't want cavities. I don't want to have a whole bunch of surgery or stuff on my mouth because I didn't take care of my teeth. I like my teeth. I want to keep them, right? So that's my motivation. And for me, it's a pretty strong one, to just brush my teeth twice a day, right? So I have that cue, and then I have my craving, that motivation, that reason why for me to do that habit. So you need to find your cue, create that, and then figure out what your craving, what your motivation, what your reason why is for doing that habit. Then you need to make the response easy. The response is the habit that you do. What are you doing to do that? For example, the brushing teeth. Well, I floss my teeth and then I brush my teeth. Boom, right? So that's that routine that I do. So I make it pretty easy, right? Going back to let's say the cookie example, right? The cue is chocolate chip cookies, we'll just say, right? You smell them. Oh, that's a great cue. Oh, I'm getting hungry for them, all right? And then your craving is, oh, it's going to be delicious. It's going to be amazing. Well, then your response is eating the chocolate chip cookie because, you've been craving it and it's been amazing. And it's going to make you feel warm and full inside, and it's going to satisfy those cravings that you have. Awesome. So you make the response easy. Cool. And you make the reward fulfilling, right? You make that reward worth it. So what's that reward? Chocolate chip cookie? Oh my gosh. I had an amazing chocolate chip cookie. It was so good. Melt in your mouth good. Oh, it was so delicious, right? There you go. That is, the reward is eating that cookie, right? Brushing your teeth. Oh, look. I don't have cavities, right? Or I have fewer cavities or whatever, right? That That's the reward, right? So you have these 4 steps. You have your cue. So what triggers it? What is the thing that starts it? The second thing is a craving or motivation or your reason why. So what is causing you to do that habit? What's causing you to do it? What's leading you, and what's convincing you, propelling you? I can't think of the right word now. I hate when that happens. Oh, well, you know what I mean, right? So what is your reason why for doing that habit? And then what is your response, aka doing the habit, right? Make that easy. Don't make it hard. Don't make it complicated. Make it easy on yourself, right, to do that. And then what is the reward? And make that reward fulfilling. Make it impactful. Make it meaningful to you, right? So those are the 4 steps that he shares in Atomic Habits. Now, I have used that framework, and it has worked for me, and I hope it works for you. I believe it'll work for you. That's why I'm sharing it, right? And you can create some effective habits for yourself that can turn your life around. So let's just say, let's have some fun. Let's talk about energy. Right? You feel that you have low energy in your life, right? You're not you don't have high energy, you're just struggling, you're low energy, you're, I wouldn't say sad or depressed, you're just kind of just going day to day, right? But you want to have more energy in your life. Okay, you realize you want to have more energy. So what are some things you could do to do that? Well, you can meditate, you can work out, and you can do affirmations. We'll say those 3. All right. So affirmations, meditation, working out. Cool. Well, now we're gonna put this into each one is their own habit, right? So what is your motivation for meditating? Well, we'll talk about the trigger, the cue in just a little bit. But what's the reason why? Well, I feel that by meditating, I will have I'll be able to control myself more. I'll realize myself more. I'll be calmer. And by being calm and not stressed, I'll have more energy. By working out. For working out, I believe that it'll give me more energy because, yes, I'm expelling energy, I'm pushing myself, but then I'm also building my body and getting the blood pumping, which will result in more energy. Great. And then affirmations. Affirmations will make me feel good inside, and it'll give me that boost of energy that I need. Cool. So those are your reasons why, right? So what do you need to do? What are the responses? Well, you need to meditate. You need to work out. Pick a workout that works for you, right? Gets the blood pumping. And then your affirmations, right? You just need to say your affirmations. So the responses are those. And then the reward would be having more energy, right? And hopefully enough energy that it is fulfilling, that you notice it. Well, now we need to figure out the cues for those, right? So for me, and you need to figure out what works for you. For me, I would put that in the morning. My alarm would go off, I'd brush my teeth, do that stuff, right? So I don't have the cavities and all that. And then my cue would be like, okay, I let the dogs out, boom, I downstairs, right? That's my cue. As the dogs come in, I go downstairs and I start my workout, right? So heading downstairs is my cue to begin that. Now, that could be your cue for all of them, for one of them, or whatever. But what I do, and what I highly suggest you do, is to do this thing called habit stacking. And this is how you can make those successful routines. Routines are things you do repeatedly, right? They're routines. So what you can do with habits, right, with your effective habits now, is habit stack them, right? So stack them on top of each other to create these awesome routines that you have. So let's take my example of the meditation, working out, and affirmations. Well, here's what I would do. And here's actually what I do. I add a little bit more to it. I stack them up to make this routine. So I go downstairs. That's my cue to begin my workouts, right? So I go downstairs. I bust out my workout and I make sure I push my body so I can have the energy and be healthy and fit to do what I love, right? So I do that. And then right after that, I meditate. So then I do my meditation. So I stack those habits. I do workout and then I do my meditation right after, right? So they're not one and the same, but they're one right after another, they're a package. They're a package deal. They come together. And then after either in my meditation or after my meditation, depending which kind of meditation I'm doing, I will put in my affirmations, right? So now I stacked these 3 habits on top of each other. I went downstairs for my cue, and then, I have my reason why, which is getting more energy, as we talked about. So then I have, my response is I work out, I do my meditation right after that, and then I do my affirmations right after that. So I stacked these habits on top of each other. And then the reward is, hey, look, I have more energy. I have more confidence in myself. I can do this, that, the other thing, right? So that's just an example of how you can break down a habit to make it effective and make it useful for you, but also you could stack them, right, to create these routines. Another quick example of a habit stacking is think about brushing your teeth, right? Well, okay, for many of us, in the morning, I'll tell you, I use mouthwash and I brush my teeth, and then at night I use mouthwash, I floss and brush my teeth, right? You're getting a lot of information about you probably didn't want to know, but oh well, I'm sharing it. So in the mornings after I wake up, right, I wake up and I go head to the bathroom, and then I stack those habits, right? I use mouthwash, right? That's a habit. And then I brush my teeth. Cool. So those 2 are stacked on top of each other. At night, it's the same thing, except I add flossing habit into it. So then I use mouthwash, I floss, and then I brush my teeth, right? So I take those habits, I stack them into my brushing my teeth routine. Make sense? So look at what you do. Look at your habits, your routines that you have throughout the day, and figure out how you can make those habits effective and useful for you. And if you need to change them, adapt them, then do that, right? I would suggest using those cues and the framework that he offers in Atomic Habits, right? The cue, cravings, response, and reward, right? Make those effective habits effective for you. That's so that lining up with you and your goals. And then where you can, stack them, because that's going to take up less time of your day. And when you stack them and you keep it going and you keep repeating it day after day after day, you will build up this habit and make it into a routine. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're set to go, and you don't have to overly think about it anymore. How awesome is that, right? So create effective habits, stack them, and then live your life, right? Some other things you can do, right? While this is happening, while you are stacking your habits, right, is, one can go one right after another. I mentioned how I put my affirmations into my meditation at times. What are some ways, if you can, fit in other habits while you are doing another one? For example, right, maybe you like to have a cup of coffee, right? And so you hit brew on the cup of coffee. What can you do instead of sitting there waiting for the coffee to brew? What can you do while it's brewing to help you out to live your best life, right? To help you live your life to the max. What are things you could do? Could you journal in the time that it takes to brew your coffee? Can you do your affirmations at that time? Whatever, right? Whatever that habit is. But it's kind of like stacking them together, making them fit together, right? So what habits can be done while you're waiting for other ones to happen, right? Because, I don't know, for you, I love my coffee. I love my coffee and water. I love it all. So what can you do while you're waiting for those other things to happen? All right, so you want to keep up these habits, right? You want to keep them up day after day, and then they'll naturally become part of your routine, right? Because you're building this routine, you're intentionally building it instead of letting life run you, and you're just on autopilot in life, right? Letting it take you wherever it wants to go. You are creating it. You are in control of your life. So take the time to be focused, to be conscious of it, conscientious of what you are doing, and picking and choosing what you do so you can make sure you are living the life you want to live, right? So you do these habits day after day, and yes, it takes work. Yes, it's going to take energy and thought process and everything to remember to do it. But then you do it enough, it becomes this habit. Right? I've worked out for so long now that it is a habit. I don't like it when I don't work out because I don't feel good when I don't work out, right? I like working out 6 days a week. That seventh day, that's rest is awesome. I love it. I cherish it. And then I go back and I make sure I keep feeling awesome. That's just me personally. You do you, whatever works. So here are some quick suggestions. Actually, you know what? There are like 4 suggestions that I have to help you make a successful routine. We talked about creating habits, how to have successful and effective habits, how to stack them. And here's how some suggestions I have for you to make a successful routine. Get a quick drink of water. First, start by writing down what you want or need to do. So physically, I suggest write them down, right? Be specific about what you want to do in your routine, right? What is the exact order you want to do? Maybe you need to change order, but what are those things you need to do? Write them down, okay? And then when you complete them, you get to cross them off, right? How cool is that? And some people don't need to cross them off. That's cool. They can just have the list and they look at that and go, oh, yep, boom, 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 boom. Got it, right? And that's awesome. Some people, like me, do write them down and they go, oh, cool, got that done, cross it off. Oh, got that done, cross it off. Oh, got that done, cross it off, right? I'm a big fan of to-do lists because it keeps me focused on what I need to do. And then I feel good when I get to cross it off. I get a little kick of dopamine. That's awesome, right? Just by crossing it off the list. I'm using it to my advantage. So one suggestion I have, write them down, what you need to do, be specific about it, and then cross them off when you are done. The second suggestion is to schedule it in your day. Schedule what time that those habits you're going to do, that routine you're going to do into your day. When are you going to complete it, right? So it's not just, oh, I'll do that sometime today. No. That doesn't work. Be specific. When are you going to complete that routine? When are you going to do that routine or do those habits in your day, right? So be specific again about it, specific times that you are going to do those habits and routines. Brushing teeth. Well, as soon as I wake up, boom, right before I go to bed. It's not like a 6 a.m. or 8 p.m. thing that I have scheduled in at these specific hours. It's right when I wake up, right when I go to bed. For example, I work with people, some of my clients, and they're saying, oh, I can't, we'll just say I can't work out, right? Oh, I can't find time to work out. There's no time in my day. Well, okay, let's look at this. Let's see what we can do. When you get home, well, what do you do when you get home from work? Well, I sit and I watch TV and I do this or that. Like, well, okay, well, let's change it up. How about when you come home from work, instead of sitting down in front of the TV, you work out? Or maybe right when you wake up in the morning. It's finding those times in your day that, that work for you. And what I was going to say is you could schedule like, hey, at noon, I take my medication. So at noon, I journal, right? It could be an exact time, or what I was alluding to before, and I did a really poor job of it, was it could be after something, right? So, or before, right? Oh, right before lunch, I do this. Oh, right after breakfast, I do this, right? So by scheduling it doesn't necessarily need to be at 8:30 a.m. I do this. It could be after I do this, I do that. Okay, so schedule it in your day, but be specific. Set aside specific times in your day, right, to make that happen, right? To do your habit, to do your routine, whatever you need to do. Then know that you need to be flexible, right? So this is a suggestion of know that you will need to be flexible and be okay with adjusting it, right? Sometimes like you realize, oh, I have these routines now and they don't really serve me, or I have these habits that don't really serve me. Well, I need to change it. Well, that means you need to adjust. You need to be open to adjusting them. And that's okay, right? It's okay to adjust it. And know that, I really thought this was going, I really thought working out right after I wake up and all that stuff was going to work, but it's just not jiving with me. I'm going to be an afternoon workout person. Cool. So move it to the afternoons, right? Make it work for your time. That's totally cool. But know that you need to be flexible, right? And I know I'm picking on working out because it's just one right there, but this goes for anything. It doesn't mean that you get to give up on it. It doesn't mean that you push it off to another day. That doesn't mean that. It just means you need to be flexible in when you get to schedule it, and maybe how those routines happen, and maybe you need to change your routines or habits to better serve you, right? You want to make sure you are doing the best for you so that you're filling your cup so that you can chase your passions and live your life to the max. And then the last suggestion is give it a run. Let's say you create this cool habit, these cool habits and routines, and you build it up and you're like, oh, this is really cool. I like this. Then you got to take it for a test drive, right? You got to go. You got to just bring it and see what you can do. So take it out for a test drive, try it out. And then remember, going to the last suggestion, you might need to adjust it. And that's totally cool. So folks, I hope that this episode of the Jonesin 4 Show has helped you create effective habits or know how to create effective habits and routines, right? Because I want you to have effective habits. I want you to have successful routines, because I'm talking from personal experience here that if you can do that, it can change your life and help you live your life to the max, help you get the most out of every single day so that you can live your life to the max. Folks, thank you so much for being here, listening to, watching this show, reading the blog, whatever, right? I would love to hear your thoughts about this. Please, let me know. Hit me up on social media at Jonesin4 and let me know what you think. Or, write a review on iTunes, right? iTunes love reviews. I would truly appreciate if you could do that. Just a quick review would be awesome. And then, if you could subscribe to our show, that would be wonderful as well, whether it's on YouTube, iTunes, or wherever you are listening or watching this. I would truly be grateful for that. So folks, thank you so much again for listening and watching. You are awesome. You are amazing. Go make this week incredible. Go create effective routines and habits that will lead you to your goals and dreams. Until next time, folks, I'm Spencer Jones, and I will catch you all later. Hey everyone, Spencer Jones here, and I want to cut in real quick because I want to invite you to something special, something that's going to help you grow as a person inside and out. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Jonesin 4 Challenge Day. We are hosting it here at our house with the Ninja Course and all that stuff on October 3rd and 4th. You will have fun in sessions, you get some physical challenges, challenge your mind, you'll create new friends, and you will have so many breakthroughs, you're going to walk away a new person. If you'd like to learn more about this epic event, go to spencermjones.com and check out the challenge days. It's going to be incredible. I want to see you there. So check it out and sign up today. See you then.